It's actually counting cars. See that, Katie?
What is?
It's counting parked cars. Those aren't imaginary parked cars. Those are representations of cars that are actually there.
Yeah, what program is that? Is that?
No, that's the Tesla. That's all the Tesla.
Oh.
It's the
Oh yeah,
self-driving
you don't
system.
even have the top of your steering wheel.
Yeah, this is a Yoke steering wheel. I put this in back in December.
Okay, I was gonna say because I thought that only that's a Tesla accessory that you can.
Yeah, there's quite a few aftermarket companies now that are doing this because Tesla's new Model S and X actually come with a Yoke. And after that happened, a lot of us were like, oh, I really want that for mine. And it's a really quick swap because they use the same core structure of the Model 3 wheel. They just changed the outside.
Interesting.
So it's kind of a plug-and-play scenario. A little fast to this stop sign, but it caught itself. This is where it's probably going to inch a lot because it's trying to check for visibility. It'll even see it there, and then it sees that we're clear.
That is crazy.
Yeah. I've had their full system as a beta tester since October.
Oh.
Because with what I do, it's the perfect way to really test the system.
Oh yeah.
You know, customer to customer, as random as you can imagine.
Yeah.
We don't know where the next customer is going, so it's like not pre-programmed or kind of on railroad tracks like a lot of the self-driving systems are out there. Because most places are heavily programmed and geofenced to certain areas, measured down to the millimeter. But this is a general approach. This is driving like we do. It looks around and interprets, except right now this is a dumb setup here. Yeah. There's no division, so the car's trying to figure it out.
Which
like, this is weird. But it did it. You know, a little abrupt, kind of like a new driver would be. Let's see that car.
This is so weird.
And here we go.
It's like a video game. We're on a roller coaster ride.
It's also one hell of a conversation starter with customers.
Sure.
I'll get a lot of people too that are just like, hey, I hear these things can drive themselves. And I'm like, you want to see? Let's go. This one annoys it too because of the split where the roads are. What's funny is
really think about it.
Yeah, being a beta tester and observing the way the car thinks really lets me kind of observe how these are designed, like the roads and the medians and the intersections, and I can see a lot of the issues. Like, okay, who designed this spot?
Yeah.
Fire them. Because there are some areas that just kind of make you, from like a logical processing mindset, is like, this makes no sense at all. But humans kind of just already cut and drive all over the place, so we can just kind of do it.
Imagine Apple Valley with all of our curvy roads. Because our roads are not grid at all. Very curvy.
Well, it handles curvy mountain roads really well.
Interesting.
It's more so complex intersections.
The goofy intersections.
Yeah, goofy intersections or random angled, like sharp 120-degree turn straights out of nowhere. And for this, so up here, I've actually come down this road twice today, and it's done really well because there hasn't been as much traffic. But so here we know we have a four-way stop. There's 4 stop signs, so the car can like wait its turn and go. But up here, it's a crossing street. So we have a stop, but the car has to be able to time vehicles going by to go.
Oh, yeah.
To us, it's kind of a natural instinct. But watching the car trying to figure out, like, is it safe now? Wait, no, maybe now.
Yeah.
It's kind of like someone who's just getting their license and they're like extra nervous.
Yes.
Just really funny. I'm able to do little things to help it without taking over. Like I can give it some throttle to push.
Okay.
And I can hit the turn stalk to help it turn and change signals. But if I tap the brake or grab the wheel, I take over. Kind of like cruise control. Oh, yeah, there we go. That was really good because there's no traffic and it just said, yep, let's take it. This sucks. This vehicle parked here completely messes this up. So yeah, I'm gonna take over because it's already like really timid and we have those other vehicles coming up behind us. But that's how fast I can intervene and kind of just keep it flowing.
Well, it's good to know that, yeah, you know what you're doing. Otherwise,
Yeah,
I'm
oh yeah.
freaked.
It wasn't until I think about January that I started using this with customers.
Oh, okay.
Because I didn't really know the system quite as well at that time. Now I've got over 500 hours on just the City Streets beta side.
Okay.
So I've really kind of sort of bonded with it, I guess. I can tell its moods and everything, kind of like you can a friend or family member, where you just like feel that they're not.
Mood of the computer, yeah.
It's really funny how, because it's a thinking AI, I can kind of interpret it too. I know it hates large vehicles. It just kind of like freaks it out sometimes.
So
I'm
do
like,
we
you got
usually,
it.
you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a human response.
It's kind of weird. You almost don't have to anthropomorphize it. It's already kind of acting like a person.
Yeah. No, because yeah, you would naturally slow down when it came to a big, something kind of coming towards you or get close to you. Or...
Yeah, because they notoriously don't like to color in the lines, if you know what I mean. They like to kind of veer into your lane sometimes, these big buses and such, and the FSD system's like, whoa, hey, stay in your lane.
Especially when they turn.
Oh, yeah.
So is this a dual motor?
This is actually the single motor.
It is.
This is the rear-wheel drive.
Have you rode in a dual motor?
Oh, yeah.
Let alone a plaid?
I've actually driven a few dozen plaids.
Oh, really?
I got, for a couple of years, I was a temp for Tesla. We'd be brought in at the end of quarter, sometimes for a full quarter.
Okay.
And that included, I got to inspect this car as a temporary employee when we were taking delivery of it, which is hilarious. I asked my wife like what our VIN was because I thought our car was there, and sure enough it was. And then when the plaids came out, I was one of the first people to inspect and drive them. And I cannot put to words that experience.
No, I've rode in a 9-second car before.
Yeah.
But that was back in the 90s.
I haven't gotten to drive the new Model X's, but they look and seem to be pretty much the way they were meant to be. They're tightly built now. They're well made. They're stupid fast. I mean, they've always been quick with the ludicrous mode, but
Yeah.
the plaid Model X's are a whole new monster.
That's still a whole nother.
And that's what gets me so excited about Cybertruck possibly having a quad motor option,
Okay, yeah.
which is going to be insane. I mean, the Rivian is already blowing away everybody in the truck world. The R1T is amazing. It's a quad motor, mid-sized truck.
Plug your ears. Just plug your ears.
But no,
You already got your
I'm
truck.
still...
Oh, I'm seeing the Rivians everywhere too. You're going to start seeing them all over. It's a beautiful truck. It's like a really modern tech savvy looking Tacoma in a way is how it
Okay.
usually looks
Yeah.
to me. But 4 motor, 3 seconds 0 to 60, over 300 miles of range. It's beast. That's actually what my wife drives. We have a Model Y as well, which is that thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the more affordable SUV. Doesn't have the crazy doors, which we're okay with. All right.
Better than LA.
Right now, I'm just hoping that this system can learn to stay out of the bus lane. I can see it. It keeps wanting to target to get over. Yeah, I have the complete self-driving software, and I like to use it as much as I can to help train it and report it back to Tesla. Now, this road, especially if there's a right turn somewhere on it, is so bad because the car doesn't register it as a bus lane.
Right.
It just thinks it's up for grabs. Probably a more difficult problem without it actually being like programmed into the maps. I guess,
Sure, yeah.
Google Maps has never really had a reason to do that.
Right.
But I imagine kind of like how they code for one-way streets, they could probably do it for bus lanes. I don't know. The things you think about when you have a self-driving car.
How does it work most of the time? It's pretty...
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like we're actually holding off, which is good, because we can use the bus lane when we're turning. So it should... It's not, though. There it is. Come on, hurry, get over. Alright, I'll take over. It's just kind of crapping its pants right now. And so I just tap that little button and it shoots it back to Tesla, so they'll be able to review that, put it through simulations, train it. It's really cool.
Oh, that is very cool.
They're able to basically recreate everything we're seeing so real that it would take you a minute to start to think, wait, this isn't real life? This is a simulation? It's nuts. They showed that on their AI day a couple of years back, and when they initially showed it, they're like, tell us what's weird about this to the audience. And after a few seconds of looking at it, one person went, it's a sim. And they're like, yep. It's like, what? It looked so good.
So you're on self-driving right now?
Yep. Man. This part's cake for it. And just, stopping and even waiting its turn, checking for visibility, managing residential areas.
I guess I never really thought about it because I haven't, like I said, I haven't really been in a Tesla before. But the minutia of it all, you don't really think about. Like,
Yeah.
who goes first at a stop sign? Like, it just figures all that out. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
Which is probably the easiest stuff I would imagine that they can program into it. But like, it's just stuff you don't think about when you're not.
Yeah. Even like I'll notice really poorly designed intersections and such, or like weird medians that jut out at a bad angle. It's like things you don't think about while you're driving because we just kind of intuition kicks in and we just go. But when you actually get the chance to step back and kind of more observe what the car's doing, you can almost be like, oh yeah, that is kind of a weird bump there, or like this median.
This isn't
so
working.
this median here, in my opinion, is far too much this way.
Oh, yeah.
It should be back like where those pointed cones are.
Yeah.
Because now it's got to kind of really go out here and make a 90, which it should do. Oh yeah, get it.
That is crazy.
Wild, right? Even with that median being such an abrupt 90, it was like, all right, let's do it. It's slowing down for these caution lights now. I see them flashing. I mean, yeah, the amount of things that this system can do is truly incredible.
Yeah.
And I've got so much time on it that to me it's like another day at the office, so to speak. So I can even be a little bit harsh when I should be kind of like, well, hang on, no, this is actually really good. But I'm over here like a grumpy driver's ed instructor going, no, you could have done better.
How long have you been driving it?
With this system, October of last year. So I've got probably a couple thousand hours of like highway autopilot, which Teslas just normally have.
Yeah.
Which isn't really all that impressive compared to this. It's basically just maintaining itself on the highway. I mean, it's cool that it can take exits and change lanes and manage rush hour traffic, which is really dope.
Sure, yeah.
But this level of the tech is
you know, you're absolutely right. This is actually blowing my mind right now. I never even thought about the regular city streets as opposed to the highway. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Yeah.
Well, and get this. So imagine me times over 100,000.
Yeah.
That's how many beta testers there are with this tech, and all over the United States and Canada. So we got people like me in New York, Texas, Florida, Wisconsin. You pick it. Where if there's a Tesla with a beta there, they're doing what I'm doing. It's insane. All that mileage, all that data on their earning report that just came out. They said that they've accumulated on the City Streets beta alone 35 million miles of data.
Holy shit. That is nuts.
That's why I kind of laugh when you know, some people think that like Google or somebody are ahead of Tesla.
Right.
It's like, no, they don't have that. The data scale.
That at all.
Yeah. The data scale is the name of the game there. All right. It also does. It'll do a right on red. It'll be interesting because this like volt is
that
really
kind of shit that like that simple thing right there, just turning right on red.
Yep. And it's kind of going a little wider to get around this guy.
I've never thought about it before now in this moment.
Yeah.
And like, holy shit! Of course that would need to be a thing.
Contrary to that, if it says no turn on red, it'll still do it. That's when I got to take over because it doesn't read that sign. Is this you? The
Yep,
mic's
this is right
awesome.
here.
What's that?
The book?
Yeah.
It's me logging the trips to measure the data I collect for the self-driving system.
Wow.
Yeah, I've logged every trip I've taken since I got the full self-driving back in October of last year.
What data are you trying to analyze?
Overall performance, you know, disengagements, completed trips, what's causing the disengagements, whether it's human, construction, decision-making.
And has Tesla, is that like a company that you want to work for?
It's a company I tried to work for in the past, but they never kept me. I was a temp for them for several years. Kind of on and off. Jeez, that wasn't too bad. That was a little abrupt, but and again, we got a lot of cars all around us, so can't really fault it.
And you only turn on the autopilot when you're picking up the passenger?
No, I use it as much as I can. On my way to you, you know, dropping you off, on my way to the next customer. I'm actually manually driving the car about 1% of the time now. So over 60,000 kilometers, I've only manually driven the vehicle about 1,000.
That's awesome.
Yeah, just the more I let the car drive, the more data I can collect, and the more I can report back to Tesla. So even though I don't work for them, this little camera button up here, Jesus, why are you... This is a good example. I'm hitting that button to report that back because for whatever reason, it just got squirrely. That's really strange because it was doing really good today. It's actually the first time it's done something annoyingly uncomfortable.
You reporting this data isn't asked of you, right? Like as a Tesla owner, it's not asked of you. You just do it because you want to.
As a Tesla owner, no, but as a beta tester for Tesla, it is. Because that's the whole point. Yeah, that's the only way I have this. Because your typical Tesla owner doesn't have the city streets capability. There might be this blue truck is really throwing it off, and this is just a show. Oh my gosh. Humans don't understand what yielding at a green light means, and
That is for sure.
the car is acting up on top of that. But you can see how quickly I'm able to take over, just like cruise control. I just tap the brake, grab the wheel, and it's immediate. And then I can immediately shoot that data back to Tesla. My goodness, why are you so aggressive right now? It's so weird. It's been so chill all day, and right now it's like...
It's me. I'm the bad.
Is it you?
Yeah. It doesn't like the neck.
I don't know. I like your vibe. I don't know. The car's just being weird. That was a decent turn.
I'm questioning all of its its functions.
It doesn't work well under pressure.
Well, I mean, I would love to. Yeah, exactly right. It's got performance anxiety,
Yep.
but I would love to get a Tesla one day. But that's cool that you like report back these kinds of statistics for them.
Yeah, and I'm one of over 100,000 people now. When I got this tech in my vehicle, I was one of about 1,200 that were initially brought in on top of some early YouTubers and Tesla employees. I mean, there was originally only about 1,800 people total before we came in. And then since I got in October, it's expanded so much that all over the United States and a lot of Canada now, there's beta testers everywhere contributing in the same way. I mean, compared to the way it was back in October when I got it, this is amazing. I wouldn't have even turned it on with a customer back then.
Really?
Yeah, well, there was two things. It was the system was not, in my opinion, up to snuff to transport customers without them being really uncomfortable.
Gotcha.
And also, I didn't have the experience yet to really understand how the system acts.
Yeah.
But
and
now,
to react.
exactly.
Fast enough, yeah. Confidently.
I'll equate it to like when you have a good friend or family member, you can just tell their mood. Like you know what they're feeling. It's similar with this because it's an active thinking machine.
Exactly.
And I can feel its twitches. That's why I was saying like, man, why are you in such a bad mood right now? Because it's not characteristic of how it is most of the time.
Yeah. Like I understood that they knew that they drove themselves. I just found it intriguing that you report the information without working directly under them.
Yeah,
That was pretty cool.
I'm often asked if I'm paid by Tesla to do this, and it's funny because I'm not, just being basically a volunteer
Yeah.
that paid for. So in essence, I'm not getting paid for it. I actually paid to use it because I'm subscribing to have the full self-driving capability. Because you can either buy it for $12,000 outright, or you can rent it for about $200 a month.
Gotcha.
So it's funny. It's like the opposite of getting paid. I'm actually paying to contribute to this, but to be at this forefront of technology, to have this privilege. Oh man, there's no shortage of people who are like, sign me up. I want to be a part of this.
Or are you renting it?
Oh, this is mine.
Or the you said 12,000.
Oh, the self-driving? I'm subscribed to it.
Gotcha,
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't have 12 grand to drop.
So just drop on top of it.
That's not cheap. Yeah, with what I do, the $200 is basically covered by my gas savings on top of my car payment and everything else.
Gotcha.
So it's a lot more justifiable. I mean, it would make more sense in the long run to own it because my subscription doesn't go to like paying it off to own it.
It's just
an open one like Netflix.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the ride and the conversation.
Yeah, my pleasure. There you go.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, take care. Just press it on the back of the handle, then grab it.
How do I get in the front?
Same way.
I just push it?
Push it on the back of it, then grab it. There you go.
Thank you.
No problem. Alright. And the controls are on the right if you want to move the seat back. It's up to you.
Oh, thank you.
No problem.
My car also has an iPad.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm just kidding. This is nice. Very nice.
Thank you. Is temperature okay for you guys?
Yes. Yes, thank you. Do you feel like an electric car is worth it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like them.
Yeah, once you drive one of these, everything else looks like a bunch of beepers next to an iPhone.
Right.
Phone's gonna die.
That makes sense.
Do you use the brake pedal often?
Not really.
Right?
I've got over 130,000 miles on this car and my brakes are still practically new. I mean, as we come to a stop here, I'm just letting my foot off the throttle.
Yeah, I drove one.
Oh, so yeah, you felt the regen. What is this?
Cool.
Let's see if the car can get us all the way there by itself, huh?
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh shit.
So I'm a full self-driving beta tester for Tesla, so I have their complete AI stack, city and highway.
You test drive for Tesla?
I'm one of over 100,000 owners that are helping contribute to the AI for full self-driving.
Oh, cool.
So your normal Tesla will be able to do highway stuff predominantly, and then they can like stop at stop signs and lights, but they can't turn.
Okay.
But mine can actually take us from A to B like it's me.
That's cool. So you're not even doing anything right now?
Yeah, no, right now it's all the car. I'm just here to catch it if it goofs and report that back to Tesla.
That's awesome.
So as long as we've got nothing crazy through this corner, it should just go right through.
Oh, shit. And it looks for pedestrians and stuff?
Yep, and it's gonna track these cones. Kind of come to the right. And this guy up
Don't
here,
get
it's gonna see
scared
him. It's like, whoa, human.
You don't get scared ever?
It keeps me on my toes, but I've got over 400 hours on the system, so I'm pretty well attuned to what it can do.
That's cool.
I've had this level of the tech since October of last year.
Oh, nice.
Wait, so do they just pick like Tesla owners to do this, or you like signed up, or it's like a job?
Well, it's not a job. It is Tesla owners. Anybody? Whoa, man, it got it there. It's like, let's go. So I had to request access back in October, and basically Tesla monitored my driving over about 2 weeks to make sure that I wouldn't be a liability. I'm probably gonna have to take over here because this is a really difficult left onto the highway.
Right.
We'll see if this bus will move. We'll be okay. But he's gonna. All right.
It can detect the bus.
Oh yeah, it's actually targeting in blue to wait its turn at the
cool.
stop sign. This is the only thing that kind of gets me nervous. Sometimes it's such a sharp turn. And oh yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, nice.
But that's an example. That guy flying by.
Yeah.
If it came out too far, that could have been a iffy scenario. So as we are here, now it's shifting back to what Tesla owners have. So this is what it normally looks like.
And it has like cameras in it. Oh, wow. It shows a live stream.
Basically.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's functioning off of 8 cameras, 7 predominantly. The rear view camera doesn't really do as much for the system, but no, this rear view one, but this is under each mirror. And you have 3 forward facing and then 1 in each B pillar as well.
Do you put what speed you want to go at, or does it just pick?
So I've given it permission to go 7% over to kind of flow with traffic a little bit better.
That's cool.
But if you want to manually, you can use the scroll wheel to take up or down the speed too. If you're kind of like if traffic's flying by and you're going a little too slow, or if you're on a residential street and you're going a little too fast, and you're like, whoa, well, you need to chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
You can just take it down just like you would in cruise control.
Do you have to like get a whole new Tesla, or do you just download it or something?
No, it's software. It's kind of like downloading a movie or a new DLC for a video game.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
So you
good.
saw the truck and waited again, and now we need to go. Here you go. Good
I
job.
wonder if Tesla will start making trucks.
Yeah, that's what this crazy thing on my dashboard is. That's the Tesla Cybertruck.
Oh, really?
Yep. We should start seeing that in about a year.
Oh, that's cool.
That's what I really want. Full-size truck. Oh man.
Wait, so it's gonna have a bed and everything?
Yeah, 6.5 foot bed. It's a 6-seater crew cab. It's basically the size of a loaded F-150.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and it looks like it belongs on Mars. The design is a little off-putting for some people. It's very angular. It's stainless steel. It looks very apocalyptic. I don't know why I just chose to go in the left lane. It was really unnecessary because we got to actually merge right. So that's a funny error where the AI goofed. I don't know if
Did you
it
report
was.
it back or something?
Yeah, so when I tap that little camera button, it shoots back kind of like a screen grab of the last few minutes to Tesla engineers with a priority behind it. That way they can look at it and go, okay, it did something really weird here. Let's look at this. Otherwise, anytime I take over, it kind of automatically sends that information back, but that little camera gives it like a, hey, this is important.
Yeah. That is so cool.
And sometimes people will think this is like the $100,000 Teslas, and they don't realize that these cars had come down so much. When I got this brand new out the door, it was 42.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's a lot more comparable to like a new car, like any new car now.
My car, oh my god. I need to sell my car.
A lot of people after riding with me go, damn, I could have got a Tesla.
I really could have. I really could have got a Tesla. Well, I mean, I can still sell it.
What I usually tell people too is when you think about your car and whatever you're paying for it, tack on your gas and then figure out how much you're spending in oil changes a year and do that monthly too and tack that on top of it, and then you see your true monthly cost.
That's true.
And then you measure that against what you'll pay for the Tesla, and you're going to find out that it's either going to be comparable or less for the Tesla. Alright, this is where it gets a little crazy because all these freaking e-bikes and scooters, and I'm just going to take over for my own peace of mind. Yeah, I'm here, kid. He's wobbling all over the damn place.
He just cut you off.
Yup. See, the car would have stopped, but it likely would have put us into our seatbelts a little bit. I'd rather not.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, my pleasure. It's fun nerding out with people.
It was very interesting. His parents actually just bought a Tesla. So,
Hey.
yeah. Thank you.
For sure.
Have a good day.
Take care, guys. Have a good night.
You too.